Hey guys, Bait here. I've been complaining every so often on stream that I don't have a lot of early game accounts to review. Ever since Owl, Kangaroo, and Vault, the early game of Idleon has been an absolute joke. So much so that I often hear from people that it only takes a week to get to World 6. Is that true?
I'm curious.
Yep, that's right. I'm starting a fresh, brand new account going from World 1 to World 6, completely free to play, not even Autoloot. I want to discuss the parameters of the speedrun to lay out some ground rules. Number 1, no paid packs. No money can be spent on this game whatsoever. Number 2, any gems I get from free-to-play sources are completely fair game. However, since there is a summer event happening soon, if not already dropped because this is a pre-recorded intro, I will not be using any buffs from that summer event or packages I get from it until I get to World 6. Number 3, no handouts. I will not accept pet companions. I can only get what I get from the free rolls every single week. Number 4, party dungeon carries are a-okay. Party dungeon is a pain in the ass and I don't expect anyone to self-carry themselves, so the same should apply to me. Number 5, I do have a timer, but it's already a fail. I forgot to record the time for a lot of the speedruns, so it's inaccurate by honestly plus or minus 1 hour already. It's just there to keep the ADHD viewer's attention span at this point. Lastly, number 6, we get to World 6 in 1 week, or we fail. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. I was sick on the second day, and even today you can hear it in my voice, so I tried to talk less to preserve what health I had left. Maybe I should have equipped some food. I don't know, man. How's everyone doing today? Me, myself, and I feel kind of sick. Anyways, that's why I've blocked some of the channel point redemptions today, because I don't feel like walking for 15 minutes on a treadmill. To kick off the stream, Happy Hour came up and I decided it would be best because we haven't completed all the Party Dungeon Flurbo purchases yet. From the first run, I had some cards, so I had to equip them to min-max what little I could, and luckily, I got a card for Flurbo Gain, which is what you need to upgrade some of the buffs from the dungeon. Ooh, Party Dungeon. Alright, well, I know what I'm doing. Okay, chat. Anyone want some Party Dungeon? We even had some of our followers start to stalk us in the worlds, such as Idleon Fan. He was created and joined our journey. Card set for dungeons or anything yet. Idleon Fan, hey, what's up, man? There was a weird bug in Party Dungeon where on the Steam version I was carrying everyone, and it was desynced by a whole boss from the web version. I don't know what happened, but it made me lose out on the last boss. I suspect the lag or something may have caused this, but who knows. But in the web version, the boss is not dead. This is so trippy. So weird. As we had construction, I had to remember to sort my cogs and optimize for early EXP and build rate. At this stage, I don't have the carpenter bubble or any noticeable EXP scaling, so every little bit of construction EXP I can get would help immensely. Unfortunately, we aren't so lucky in that regard, so early off I had to settle with some build rate since those were the only cogs we could find at the time. As a reminder, the more levels of construction you get on your Squire, aka the DK class later, the more build rate and flagging rate you'll get. So this will outscale what the cogs can provide you, making EXP the best stat. We didn't really talk about Kangaroo much in World 2 yesterday's recap video, but we did unlock it and used it to kind of skip around World 2. Kangaroo didn't do too much for us early as we want to try to push towards Megafish for the reset instead of the Fisheroo reset. Reason being is that we'll be able to get more reset points by waiting for the Megafish reset. Short term, this does hurt us because we can't scale Kangaroo fast, but as we get towards day 4 through 6 of the speedrun, it'll help a ton with our fishing prints, accuracy, and damage as we near World 5 and eventually World 6. Do you reset this early? Or do you push through Megafish? And for the reset points? Yeah, I think you wait to reset, you don't go hasty on this. As we had unlocked the 3D printer and 2 characters, we had to print some oak logs to get something printing. We unlocked the Multi-Logo bubble, equipped it on my mage, and went to printing. We got a decent print to start us off. Can't wait to hit 4 digits on that eventually. We got prowess area though, actually, it's kind of huge. Okay. Let's see, make sure I have multi-logo. As a fun fact, I kind of alluded to this earlier, you can use the Kangaroo map item to skip around in World 2. Use it to teleport to the Kangaroo and exit through the portal. you'll end up at sand castles. If your character has not unlocked the previous portals, that's fine because it will let you skip the maps entirely. This saves a bit on time and allows you to get your classes much faster. I claimed some AFK time on my squire as he was AFK on boas. My goal was to get the longsword stamp so we could get some more base damage coming in to help us push World 3. Oh, I got the longsword stamp, that's what I wanted. Perfect. In the vault, there was an upgrade for some massive damage increases early, the power of 10 stick skills. The hardest part was getting there because the portal requirement in the Slimes map was around 3k kills. We used a time candy on our bowman to get us there, and a 1 hour plus a 2 hour candy opened the door. Literally. As we were low on candy, this hurt, but I knew it was incredibly important because of how much damage the upgrade from the vault would help scale. Dang. Alright, this is gonna take a little bit. I'm gonna blow 2 hour here. As we had spent some candy on Gmush, we got a bunch of platinum coins to spend on the vault upgrades, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. So I went right ahead and I upgraded the cheapest things I could to push more levels of stick snapping, sorry. My voice is cracking. That upgrade that I mentioned earlier, the power of 10 stick skills. I didn't use a candy just yet. I let my guy AFK there to collect kills over time. In retrospect, I think using a candy here would have been fine. I was at or around 1k kills per hour anyways, and realistically, that's all I could do early on, anyways. I don't think I would be able to get 10k kills anytime soon. We got going on some more stamp farming. We needed more defense and accuracy as always, so I completed the first part of the Snout's quest to get the defense stamp from him. I didn't have orange salts yet, as I wanted to level up red salts first. Have anything else? Get some orange refinery salts, that's not happening soon. Okay, we haven't talked about it yet, but set equipment in this most recent update is very powerful for early game players. However, getting it is a different problem because it's very resource intensive sometimes. The set bonus for copper gear is plus 60% mining and chopping efficiency. Early on, this will really help our prints so we can start printing something besides copper and oak logs. Later on, I want to push towards Amarok gear because it gives a massive 40% increase to accuracy and defense, which is huge for World 3 and eventually World 4 on my DK when I push on him. We had our vials to go unlock, so I went back to World 2 and decided on jungle logs. I was desperate for liquid generation, so any amount I could get from vials and eventually the vault would be helpful so I can start juicing my alchemy as best I could. First dice roll, sick. Let's do refinery cycle speed. Sick. As I was sick, I had been making some stock in the background, so we took a quick detour from the account to talk about my IRL plans to make some chicken noodle soup. I just put this all in, that's why the broth looks a little light. But I put in, so I got a rotisserie chicken from Walmart, and I just shredded it. And then I put the chicken bones into the pot with a bunch of water, enough to cover it. Some of it's kind of floating there. I could probably put more water in there. Skipping ahead, we did our first tower defense. And of course, it went pretty badly because we only had a level 1 or 2 pulse mage. We got to wave 10, beat it, unlocked a prayer, and then promptly died thereafter. Wow, I got a prayer already. Sick. The best prayer in the game. Not really. No. Who would have suspected this? We had to reprint our copper ore since we had to complete Haagen-Dazs's quest that required me to reprint. We then decided to try printing some goldfish and bloaches for eventually the accuracy bubble and the green cauldron when we unlock it. However, looking back at the footage now, I forgot I needed bloaches and my efficiency was awful anyways, so that's now a day 3 problem, I guess. 71? What am I at right now? Oh, nice. We did more spike trap minigame for some more gems and got decently far to help flesh out our growing stockpile. Remember, stick in the bottom right for the best gem gain. Ah, dang. So it says 26, so we're gonna get 26. We got 26. Oxy, you're wrong. As a big brain gamer, I decided to reprint my copper ore because I didn't equip boost food and did not equip Wyoming blood, the bubble that gives multi ore chance, boosting my print by around 50%. Get the strength going, go to alchemy, because I always forget to do this. Then, there we go. Much of this segment of the stream, I went AFK as my barb went to town on actively killing Sir Stashes for some money and portal progression. At this point, my timer was going off for my stock, so I had to go check if it was ready to strain. The chicken noodle soup I mentioned earlier. Also, my wife was sick. The primary reason for me making the chicken noodle soup from scratch was because I love her and she needed it more than me. Check on my stock. So I'll be right back, guys. Our goal was to try and push my character to Amarok so we could complete the task board and the recipe for his gear. As I mentioned before, his gear is incredibly important as it provides the increased accuracy and defense, which will be very important as we near World 4. We crafted iron gear, as I thought it would be really powerful for classy XP so I could level my barb more. It turns out the spaghetti code came back to haunt us. There we go. Then we have classy XP. Wait, 2.79? 2.64? I lose classy XP because of this? Oh my god. At this point, I was running into accuracy problems in World 3, or at least realized I would be. I wanted to push the green cauldron hard to unlock accuracy, so I did whatever I could to gather liquid generation for that cauldron. I even decided to cranium cook. You know, I know what I need to do. The question is, what do I do it on? I think I'm gonna do sandcastles. No. This is better than my last cranium cook, that's for sure. $198. I think did we like almost triple that? I hadn't yet pushed knockouts as far as I could, so I took my barb and did some knockouts on Gigafrogs to boost my damage just a teensy bit more. And we used my bowman to get the sticks knockout as well. As we had pushed our knockouts and various damage sources from cards and vault, I decided it was time we should use a candy to push World 3 on our barb. I soon realized that the amount of candy needed wouldn't suffice for pushing to World 4 today, but I still tried as best I could. I used the money that I got from candying to push Vault even more, and we were now hitting Dementia coins in World 3, which is absolutely crazy. I stopped the candying at Snowmen because I didn't have 100% accuracy. I felt I could get more kills if I pumped up my wisdom stats some more, as that gives accuracy for your warrior classes. The task board progression for Amarok armor recommenced, and we incidentally leveled up our Amarok card, which is going to help us a lot for when we need to go reprint, because it gives you skill AFK gain. At this point, Orion the Owl also became really important for me. The all stat would help immensely with accuracy, and the generic classy XP and damage increases, not to mention the drop rate, would help me further push into World 3. The rest of the stream I tried my hardest to put more emphasis on pushing Owl, however the only character that had gotten there was my second character who hadn't pushed to Amarok yet, which I needed for the task quest line to make Amarok armor. So at this point I had split priorities. To prep for Amarok armor, I needed the recipe for Iron Boots, which required me to do Colosseum. So I jumped over on my Barb class once more, cleared Colosseum, and I got the recipe. Nice. Get an Amarok key. There's a recipe for Silver Boots. One of the milestones I knew was coming up on in the vault was construction build rate per power of 10 sheepies killed. So I knew I had to capitalize on that as soon as possible by killing them on my other characters. Doing this would allow us to push World 3 a bit, which means more EXP for them, and I could close the gap in unlocking my 6th character slot. As we had left Kangaroo up for a while, we went back to collect our gains. I got some more AFK gains, accuracy, and damage, all of which were very powerful for me right now. As we were pushing Vault, we got more feather generation, and this allowed us to push Owl faster and harder. We were getting very close to our next big breakpoint of unlocking the first Mega Feather. I had been slowly crafting and getting materials to unlock Anvil Tab 2. This would allow us to buy stuff from the recipe shop, which means more free-to-play gems and recipes to push towards. Trying to get better weapons will come in handy in trying to push towards the later worlds, so unlocking Anvil Tabs as soon as possible may be a very powerful tool early on, and I figured, I had the resources to do it anyways. Finally, my second and third characters were pushed to Amarok so I could continue the quest line for more merit shop points, so I could get the recipe for more Amarok armor. Obviously, Amarok went down very quickly. We had enough resources to craft the Amarok bodyplate, which gave us some weapon power by default, which is pretty good for where it was. We threw some World 3 stones on there, and I got really lucky with the rolls on it, so I was quite happy. bunch of wisdom. That is actually really powerful. The wisdom here is extremely powerful as, like I said before, wisdom on a warrior class goes a long way for accuracy. It helped me reach 100% accuracy on snowmen to allow me to candy it through to penguins. Using the candy also got me a stamp, which was really hype. Cool diggy stamp, wait, that's insane. Because of the money we got from candying snowmen, we were able to max out or at least heavily upgrade some of the vault upgrades quite easily. Get this up to a plat. Max this out, I think. I was hungry for some time candy, so I browsed through the quests I picked up to see if there were any easy ones. I had forgotten about statues really at this point, so when I remembered I took the money I had left over from upgrading vaults, I went to go buy some gold statues so I didn't forget about it later on. Owl became a really big focus point for me here. I had let the time stack up the feathers so much to where the regular resets were becoming faster and faster. It let me push to my first mega feather in a decent time, which means it was go time on Owl. Thanks to Sheepy, aka the wiki guy, or in Twitch chat he's known as YRZ_SB, he gave me some pointers on what breakpoint I was at, or nearing, for Owl to hit the Mega Feather. This is the reset you would get Mega Feather. Sounds good. I mean, we're pretty close to it. Yeah. Hey, just log in for the achievements. I could. But I don't want to... Yeah. Nice. While going to collect my traps, I accidentally clicked on the play game, which means I was stuck in the pen pal minigame. I mean, I needed to do it anyways for some easy trapping EXP and efficiency, so yay. I think I did pretty good for being sick, okay? Rogue. 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 This would give some trapping efficiency. I can't believe I haven't done this yet. It's the best minigame in the entire game. Happy hour. I can't right now. Oops. Gotta retrap after this. Oops. Dang it. That's not bad. I went back to Cattle Prod to complete the first few quests on him as I needed the stamps. On my bowman, it was relatively easy. I waited too long on this one as well, but I turned in some items to Mutton to get the fist stamp, which I needed for some base strength. This will help my damage on my barb to push World 3. At this point, I had permanently stuck my second character AFK on the Owl map to save myself some teleports so that I could farm the Mega Feathers faster. Owl, like I've said numerous times already, was becoming a critical point for my progression as the all-stat carried my accuracy super hard. As I had been spending more active time on Owl to get the next Mega Feathers, as each one became important for not only scaling the feather generation, but also the bonuses. Alright. I felt confident enough to use a 1 hour candy to push past penguins to get to thermistors. That's one more map down. Back to our favorite mechanic, Owl, where we were nearing in on another Mega Feather for more easy, juicy gains to our accuracy. Mega Feather. At this point, I had endured as much as I could on stream and decided to take a break from talking with chat and went to drink some tea, rest my voice, sit at Owl while I got the Fractal Mega Feather, which took a few hours but totally worth it. I had ended the stream pretty early, but like I said, I'd gone a little bit off stream and gone for the last mega feathers. That's all the progress I had for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the day 2 recap, and I can't wait to see everyone for day 3. Have a great day. Bye-bye.